Good morning, church. How you doing? Are you excited for your day, or do you just wait to see what the day brings? I don't know about you, but in this time it just feels like there's so many more jokes and things that goes around on WhatsApp or on these social media. But every now and then I find there's something really valuable that you can keep. And my mum sent me something last week through WhatsApp, and it was about biblical figures and what they would say. And I found that really valuable. And when I was thinking about value, I thought, what's really valuable? And gold came to mind. Now, I grew up in a community where it was actually, my dad was working on a gold mine, so it was a community that most of the people were working on the gold mine. And so I understand a little bit about the process of gold. Now, I know, you can pick up gold nuggets, and that's a fairly cheap way to get hold of gold. And there's surface mining where they dig up a lot of dirt and basically put it through a gold plant to get to the gold. But where I grew up, it was underground mining. So they had to go down sometimes more than 3 kilometers to actually get to the gold ore. And there the gold ore, it basically contains, it was feasible to mine it when it was about 20 grams per ton. So as you know, it's less than 0.02% of gold. So not very valuable in that form. But they would then blast the rock and take the stones to surface, where they would crush it and make it into dust. And with further processes, they would actually get to a concentrate. And that would contain about 70% of gold, but 30% of unwanted minerals or things that they don't want. Then they would go through a process where they actually melt it to get rid of even more of the things that they don't want. But most of the gold plants could probably get it up to 90%. And that was not good enough. To refine it, they had to go and send it to the refinery to get it close to 100%. Now, I was thinking of this process, isn't it much like that with our lives? That, God, there's so much unwanted stuff that God don't want in our lives. So He's stripping away and takes us on journeys and take us on different seasons of our life to strip away things that He doesn't want and bring through the value that He actually developed for us or designed us for. And that's what I found in reading this, what these biblical figures would say. And I'm just going to dive into it and read them to you. So Abraham would say, Lord, you will provide. So if you look at Abraham was promised a nation that people can't count, basically. And he didn't even have children, or at that stage. And he was thinking, how is that possible? But he knew that God will provide. And as you know, God provided Isaac. And God then said at a stage, I want an offering, and I want you to go and offer Isaac. And as he was ready to offer Isaac, God provided again. God provided an offering. Then you look at Jacob. Jacob would say, I won't let you go unless you bless me. So Jacob basically wrestled already to get a blessing from his father. He was not the firstborn, and you know the story, how he actually got the blessing. And then he had to struggle to get the right wife. He had to work extra to get the wife he was actually working for. But then he actually, one day, wrestled with God. He literally wrestled with God. And he didn't want to let God go until God blessed him. Now, do you cleave onto God, and do you hold on to Him until He blesses you? And then you look at Solomon. Solomon would say, trust in the Lord, O my soul, and don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Now, Solomon was not your average guy. I mean, he was most probably the one that could say, lean on your own understanding, if anyone could. Even the princess of Sheba had to go and witness to see if this wisdom that the people were talking about, if that is really true. And he doesn't give advice to say, follow your own understanding or follow your friend's advice or the government's advice. No, he said, let God guide your path. Jabez would say, oh, that you may bless me and enlarge my territory. Jabez actually means sorrow maker or maker of sorrows. But such a name doesn't carry any blessing. But he didn't take it on board. No, he said to God, oh, that you may bless me and enlarge my territory. Is that what you believe? Do you believe what God tells you? Or do you believe what the world is telling you, that you're no good or you're not special? Or do you hang on to God and say, God, you've got a purpose for me. You've got a blessing for me. Bless me and enlarge my territory. There are so many more of these examples of biblical people and the process that they got through life to really get to the value in their lives. And for me, I see this almost as golden nuggets that you can pick up, and we don't really necessarily have to go through the process ourselves, but we can learn so much through it. And these statements are so powerful, and they are so valuable that I'm going to try and make them part of my daily life. And I hope you would see the value in them to do it too. Father, I pray that you would guide me to discover the gold in your word, to discover the value in my daily devotions, Lord. And when I go through a process of refining, where you just want to get more and a better value out of me, and get rid of the things that you don't plan for me, Lord, that I would just hang on to you and just believe and know that you're busy with the process. Amen. Church, have a blessed day, and may you discover your value, and maybe you find gold. God bless. Bye-bye.